All right, welcome back for another deep dive. You know we love digging into the most interesting matchups, and this week we're going across the pond to the Champions League. It's Liverpool taking on Lille, and you guys sent in a pre-match preview that's got us really hyped for this one.
Yeah, at first glance, it looks like a pretty straightforward matchup, but
So that's why we're doing a deep dive. Okay.
exactly. There's a lot more to this one than meets the eye.
Well, let's break it down. Starting with Liverpool. I mean, they're on the verge of a Champions League record here. 6 straight wins without conceding a single goal.
Yeah, that's only been done once before by Leeds back in the 1969-70 season.
Wow. That puts it into perspective a bit. We're talking about legendary territory here. I mean, that defense has been an absolute wall.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, they've only let in a single goal in the whole tournament so far. It's not just one player either. It's a total team effort.
Yeah, that's what Klopp's known for, right? That high press, forcing the other team into mistakes.
Exactly. They just suffocate their opponents.
And we have to talk about their momentum. Coming off that 2-0 win against Brentford, didn't even need the starters to get it done.
Yeah, they brought in the substitutes and they just took over the game.
I mean, everyone on that team is a threat to score. And when you add in that Anfield atmosphere,
Oh, yeah. Anfield is a fortress.
10 straight home wins in the Champions League, whether it's group stage or the knockout rounds.
Mhm.
And it's not just recent history either. They've got a really strong record against French teams at Anfield overall.
13 wins out of 16.
Yeah, Lille's got their work cut out for them, that's for sure.
They do. On paper, they are definitely the underdogs in this one.
Well, let's look at Lille's side of things for a second. I mean, historically, they haven't had the best luck against English clubs. Just one win in their last 10 Champions League games.
Yeah, and you can't ignore their away record in England either. Only one win in 9 tries across all competitions.
But, and this is a big but, Lille has been on an absolute tear lately, like a completely different team.
You're telling me 21 games unbeaten. That's 12 wins and 9 draws since September of last year.
Whoa, wait, hold on. 21 games undefeated.
Yep, you heard that right. 21. They've been quietly climbing the ranks and making a real statement in the Champions League, too.
That's really impressive. I mean, they're not just scraping by either, right? They're actually winning games.
4 wins and a draw in their last 5 Champions League matches. This is not a fluke. They're legitimate contenders.
Okay, so what's changed? What's the secret to this turnaround? Is it just a hot streak, or is there something more?
Well, a lot of it has to do with their new manager, Bruno Genesio. He's instilled this real belief in the team, and they've got this tactical flexibility now that we haven't seen before.
So they're not just sticking to one game plan.
Exactly. They can control the possession, play a patient game, but they can also hit you on the counterattack if you give them the chance. And they've got a really solid defense to back it all up.
Plus, they've got a guy named Jonathan David up front who's been absolutely on fire.
Oh, yeah, you can't talk about Lille without talking about Jonathan David. The guy's a goal-scoring machine.
All right, give us the stats. I'm ready.
In his last 28 appearances where he's scored a goal, Lille hasn't lost a single game. Think about that for a second.
28 games.
19 wins and 9 draws. He's clinical, he can create something out of nothing, and he's a nightmare for defenders. Liverpool's going to have their hands full with him.
Well, on the other side, Liverpool's getting one of their key players back from suspension, Alexis McAllister. He's got a knack for scoring early goals.
Yeah, 3 of his last 4 goals have been in the opening minutes of the game.
So if I'm Lille, I'm keeping a very close eye on him right from the whistle.
Absolutely. But, speaking of interesting stats, there's one about Liverpool that I think is worth mentioning.
Oh, lay it on me.
They've only been leading at halftime in 4 of their last 12 matches.
Now, that is surprising. I mean, they're known for their dominance, so you'd think they'd be ahead more often than not.
Right, so it makes you wonder. Are they starting slow? Are they relying on second-half adjustments?
Or maybe they're just toying with their opponents, saving their energy for the knockout rounds.
Could be. It's a mystery that we'll be watching closely in this match.
Okay, so let's sum this all up. We've got Liverpool, the powerhouse, the Kings of Anfield, looking to keep this incredible Champions League run alive. We've got the history, they've got the home advantage, and they've got a squad full of world-class talent.
Right.
But then you've got Lille, the underdogs, the team on a magical unbeaten streak. They're playing with confidence, they're tactically sound, and they've got a game changer in Jonathan David.
It's a clash of styles, that's for sure.
So the big question is, will Liverpool be able to handle Lille's resurgence? Will they impose their will from the start, or will we see another second-half comeback? Can Jonathan David keep his scoring streak going against one of the best defenses in the world? And what about that halftime stat? Is that a sign of weakness for Liverpool, or are they just playing a different game than we're used to seeing?
A lot of questions. And those are exactly the questions that make this match so exciting. It's David versus Goliath, but we all know how that story ends.
That's right, and that's why we love the beautiful game. Anything can happen. All right, folks, that's our deep dive into Liverpool versus Lille. Buckle up. It's going to be a good one. We'll be back next week with another deep dive into, well, we'll have to wait and see what you guys send us.